Emma Lewis stood at the edge of a dimly lit street, shivering as the evening breeze cut through her thin coat. The city's lights twinkled in the distance, but here on this quiet suburban road, darkness reigned. She checked her phone again. It was dead. She needed to get home fast. Just then, a taxi appeared at the corner. Its headlights sliced through the gloom and rolled to a stop beside her. The driver, an older man with a grizzled beard and tired eyes, leaned over and opened the passenger door.
"Need a ride?"
he asked in a gravelly voice. Emma hesitated for a moment, but then nodded and climbed in. As she buckled her seatbelt, she gave him her address. The taxi's interior was surprisingly clean, with a faint scent of lavender hanging in the air. The driver pulled away from the curb, and they drove in silence for a while. Emma watched the buildings pass by, her mind wandering back to the events of the day. She'd been at a friend's party, and it had run much later than she'd anticipated.
"Long night?"
the driver asked, breaking the silence.
"Yeah, just a party,"
Emma replied, not wanting to delve into details. The driver nodded knowingly.
"Parties can be fun, but they can also lead you places you don't expect."
Emma glanced at him, but his eyes were fixed on the road ahead. There was something unsettling about the way he said it, but she brushed it off as harmless, small talk. They drove further. The familiar streets began to look less familiar. Emma noticed they were heading out of the city, the buildings thinning out and giving way to more desolate stretches of road.
I think you took a wrong turn."
Trying to keep her voice steady,
"No, this is the fastest way."
the driver assured her, his eyes meeting hers in the rearview mirror for a brief moment. There was something in his gaze that made Emma's heart race. She tried to calm herself, rationalizing that the driver knew what he was doing. But as minutes passed and they drove deeper into the darkness, she couldn't shake the growing sense of dread. Suddenly, the car slowed to a stop in the middle of nowhere. Emma's pulse quickened, and she gripped her phone tightly, remembering too late that it was dead.
"Why are we stopping?"
Her voice trembling. The driver turned around, his face now eerily illuminated by the car's interior lights.
"Do you believe in fate, Emma?"
Her blood ran cold.
"How do you know my name?"
The driver smiled, a chilling sight that sent shivers down her spine.
"I've been looking for you for a long time."
Emma's mind raced, trying to make sense of his words.
"What do you mean?"
20 years ago, on this very night, a car crashed on this road.
He began, his voice steady and unnervingly calm.
A young woman died. Her name was Emma Lewis.
Emma's heart stopped.
"But that's impossible. I'm right here."
The driver's smile widened.
You don't remember, do you? Sometimes spirits forget. They wander, trying to find their way home.
Emma felt a strange sensation wash over her, like the world around her was shifting. She looked down at her hands and saw them flickering, almost translucent.
"No, this can't be happening."
Tears welling up in her eyes. The driver nodded slowly.
You've been lost for a long time, Emma. It's time to go home.
The realization hit her like a tidal wave. The memories came flooding back. The car crash, the pain, the darkness. She was the young woman who had died on this road all those years ago.
"Who are you?"
Her voice barely a whisper. The driver's form began to change, his features becoming indistinct, almost ghostly.
I'm here to guide you to the other side. It's time to rest.
Emma closed her eyes as the truth settled in. When she opened them again, she was no longer in the taxi, but standing on a beautiful, serene shore. The driver, now a comforting presence, stood beside her.
Are you ready?
He asked gently. Emma nodded, feeling an overwhelming sense of peace.
"Yes, I'm ready."
As they walked towards the light, the darkness of the road and the fear melted away, leaving only the warmth of the afterlife and the comfort of finally finding her way home.